All right, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, you already know what time it is, and right here, right now, we actually have a worldwide broadcast. And I say worldwide because we have the one and only calling in straight out of the United Kingdom. We got the one and only MF Vandal right here, live on the Canadian FM dial this evening. How are you doing this evening?
Yeah, big up DJ Immortal, man. Thanks for having us, bro. Yeah.
Hey man, you are most certainly welcome. I guess in your case, I should be saying good morning because it's about 1 at 1:30
Yeah.
a.m. Man.
Yeah, mate. It's yeah, half 1 a.m. in the on a school day, bro. You know what I mean? But it's all good. Like, been looking forward to a chat with you, bro.
Hey
You know
man,
what
I've
I
been
mean?
looking forward to it as well, man. Thanks for actually staying up in the middle of the night just to chat with us this evening, man.
Listen, it's not that bad. It's quite standard, mate. I barely leave the studio until about 1 every day, so it's all good, mate. You know?
But I know you're a busy guy, man, so I'm going to dive right into this broadcast. But I want to take you back to the beginning of your amazing career this far, man. And I have to ask, what originally made you decide to pursue a career within the music industry initially?
Oh. Well, you know what? We used to. I used to MC kind of to like jungle. We had jungle over here, which was it's quite a bit more dancey and stuff, and not so much tight flows, but like lyrically, but like hype music for the crowd, kind of like hype men, and that got me into it a lot. I loved hip hop. From when I first heard it, mate. I mean, I was a very young kid, and NWA did an interview on like a commercial morning TV AM thing. Back in the day when I was a kid, and I remember asking my mum questions about it and that, like why won't they say the names and stuff, which took me years to get why. And I've just always loved hip hop, bruv. Like from Salt and Pepper. Back in the day, I had like a underground tape of Salt and Pepper when I was about 14, and I just loved it. And you know what? And there's a local. I'm from a place called High Wycombe, which is just outside London, and we had a rap group called Caveman here in the late 80s, early 90s, and they were the first UK rap group to get signed by an American label. So, because they're from my local ends, yeah, that was obviously something I thought, wow, like, there's a DJ in London called Tim Westwood. He came to our local area, like, when I was like 14, 15, bruv, you know what I mean? And everyone's out and, like, repping our local rappers, you know what I mean? They're doing big things. And, yeah, I guess it started from there, kind of, bro. I just thought, yeah, I just enjoyed writing rhymes and stuff, you know?
And I gotta say, man, you actually brought me back there for a minute when you actually brought up the old school Salt and Pepper tapes, man. That song "Push It" is always my
Yeah,
favorite joint.
I loved it, mate. I loved it. Yeah, I loved that. I loved all the old stuff. I had a tape of True Live Crew, Funk Dubious, and Eric B and Rakim, and I was just banging that all the time on my rubbish hi-fi. You know what I mean? Like, like recording stuff off the radio. I think back then we had Kiss 100 over here, and Radio One, but they were kind of illegal radio stations back then. So you to tape off them. I mean, everyone, this is a proper throwback. Remember, you had to tape up the corners of the tape cassettes so you could record over them, innit?
Oh,
Like,
those were the
you know,
days, man.
a lot of people, the youth now are like, a cassette, what's that? A cassette? What even is that? You know what I mean? Yeah, that was it, mate. And like I've just always like penning rhymes through every situation that I've been through, bruv. And it's difficult. Like hip hop, I know you're in Canada, and that was another thing. When I come to I had a girlfriend that was a DJ when I was about 16 who come to London, and I went over to visit her in London, Ontario.
Oh yeah,
This is
that's about I would say roughly a couple hours from Toronto.
Yeah, that's it, bro. And I was like, you know what, 16, 17, got on a bit of a mad hustle, stack some dough, and come over there for 2 weeks without even enough to support myself, do you know, for that amount of time. And because she's a DJ, over here, the rave scene, yeah, was kind of legal at that time. It was a legal rave scene. Like, we'd gone through the acid house, like, illegal raves. And it was like legal raves, whereas in Canada, they're a bit more illegal. So they were a bit more underground. And they were like house music and techno and stuff like that, which isn't really my thing. I'm hip hop and I love my jungle and that. And yeah, we went to she was DJing at this like little like underground event, and there was a couple of DJs and MCs there was a guy called Everfresh. He was like an MC from like London, Ontario, and another geezer called Capital J, and these boys were like playing drum and bass and that, like jungle, what we were listening to, but because of like they were playing hip hop in with it and scratching and you know what I mean, smoking blunts and that, and I just felt well at home, mate. And they kind of like put their wings around me for like the couple of weeks, looked after me and that, and yeah, man, it was just different to over here. Them man are like spinning on dusty Technics in a tent. You get me? You know what I mean? Smoking blunts. And for me, that was just like, this is what I'm about, bro. And it's different in the UK. You know what I mean? Right down to spitting. It's like we grew up on like NWA and Big Pun and Biggie and Pac and all that. And the thing is, yeah, for me, like with my lyrics, yeah, it's got to be real. I like to just like, it's real. It's my expression. It's my feelings at that time. And we all feel different here and there. And the thing is, people like over here, when they think like, oh, you're a rapper, what you're talking about, yeah, getting the guns out and that, boom, boom, boom. And that's they're illegal over here. Everyone would be like, yeah, I can get strapped. But really, bro, it's quite difficult, especially these days. You know what I mean? And, there's more, they wouldn't see the reason of why I'd rap. And it's just like, so I grasp saying, and maybe my story, we've all gone through things, do you know what I mean? And I just put it down, bro. It helped me. It was like therapy through different stages in my life to just put down how I felt and what I was going through, like on real terms, not trying to be nothing big, not trying to be something I wasn't, and just yeah, because there's nothing realer than the real, mate. You know what I mean? And that's what I do. That's why I write. Nothing can stop me. It's something I'll do in any circumstance. I'll just write. I just do that, and it's nice to hear people appreciating it and listening, bro. And we're doing stuff now,
And also as well, man, I actually saw on Instagram that you were actually one half of the hip hop duo titled Circle Status, man. I was wondering if you could actually tell us a bit more about this duo, and of course, how did you guys originally get together and form this phenomenal duo?
Yeah, well, listen, there's another rapper I hadn't seen for a while. Like I come up with Maniac 10 and my boy Quartz. And we were all into different sort of styles of hip hop. Like I like the horrorcore stuff when I come up. I love like Billy Danes and Pharaoh Monch and Big Pun, Fat Cat, like all like MF Doom, some real hard stuff, yeah. Whereas my other pal, like he was into like Gilly Simpson and some of the other and some older stuff like De La Soul and like some, maybe you could say more abstract, proper hip hop, really, bro. You know what I mean? Just like man spitting on a mic with just a basic beat where I kind of like the overproduced sort of. I loved Onyx. I come up on Onyx, bro. You know what I mean? Like that banging, like back up. You know what I mean? And yeah, and because like without all of our different sort of styles and of what we liked in hip hop, the Circle Status stuff is there's some live instruments. It's very live instrumenty. It was with like a band at points. You know what I mean? You could call it a bit of rock and roll. It's a bit abstract, bro. And that's what my boy Quartz brought to it. And then me and Maniac 10 kind of adapted our styles a bit to fit in, and you know what, it's very underrated, that album. Like not a lot of people, I don't even know if we even really put it out properly, that thing, yeah, because like none of us were always happy because it was so abstract and so like out of our depth. It was just different from what we were used to, you know what I mean? Like yeah, so like, but when if I listen to that back now, which I haven't done for a long time, it's kind of like, wow, that's, it's different, bro, and it's good to be different. Like over here, the music that's doing it now, like where it's all young guys, yeah. And I'm not dissing this. I love the attitude. I love the violence of it all. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's all very the same. It's all about money and things you ain't doing and girls and you know what? And it all sounds the same. It's like it doesn't switch up very much. And also, it's being told by these men are very young. And I'm not disrespecting in any way, yeah. But I remember, I'm 43 nearly, bro. Like, and I've been spitting. I've been out here for years, and I just know that when I was in my 20s, early 20s. You think you know everything, but things change, bro. And like I feel like we all came up on hip hop, people that are my age, and there ain't really no one out there representing us anymore. You know what I mean? Like, you get me? Like they're not, they're people, that are telling a like a real life story about what they've been through and like their real struggles, you know what I mean, and stuff. And but it's coming back a bit. There's stuff coming up, and you had the halftime Super Bowl the other day to see all them man coming out of retirement to, you know, smash that place up, which is good. It's like a return of the boom bap kind of thing, and you know what I mean. It's a good place, good times.
And I gotta ask, man, do you guys actually have like any new projects currently in the works right now?
I've got too many immortal, bro. You know, because this the other thing, I'm an independent artist nowadays. I left my label like 4 years ago, and I had a little bit of time off, and we've only really been hitting it hard again for the last couple of years. And I've got too much in the pipeline. It's a lot of work and stuff. You know what I mean? And so yeah, I've got an EP that I'm doing with Bizarre, which is a 4-track Bizarre from D12. Um, which I'm blessed to have on. Like basically, my mate Shady Beats, yeah, like represents a lot of them Detroit lot. Um, you know, like big up Shady Beats every time, you know what I mean? But she represents a lot of them Detroit, like you, your boy DJ Butter and stuff like that, and like all, you know, all that crew, you know what I mean? Like it's the home of hip hop, innit? You know what I mean? And yeah, she put me in touch with Bizarre, and I caught him on a good day, and yeah, he done a couple of real sick verses for me, man, that really inspired me. You know, and obviously from my age, it's a legendary move, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like, especially as you really produce some amazing content. And so there's a 4-track EP I'm doing. So I've put a couple of tunes out, just like, and they've got a couple more in the pipeline that are already recorded, just got to be sorted out and released. Yeah, and then I'm gonna have that on vinyl, hopefully by the summer. That's gonna be, and you know, there'll be a good few, couple of 100 copies of limited edition, nice coloured vinyls going to like Detroit, and you know, wherever anyone wants them, and over here, and a load more units like to go to the shops like all over the world. You know what I mean? Which is I'm blessed for, and that's going to be called "Bury Me a King." Yeah, featuring me and Bizarre, MF Vandal and Bizarre from D12. Yeah, which is good because it's a UK and a USA thing. Like I say, people don't rap with the old school much over here. It's coming back, and there's some good guys coming over here doing it. I've got good people around me. You know what I mean? Like, and you know, I'm blessed for that. You know, I can see it building back up again. You know, people are starting to appreciate that like old school stuff now.
And also, man, when you mentioned Bizarre a few moments ago, December 16th of 2021, so just last December, you actually released this song "Don't Panic" featuring Bizarre of D12, man. I was wondering, how did yourself and Bizarre originally get connected? And of course, man, what was it like working with him? Because I do know that, you know, we actually spoke quite a few times through Instagram DM, but like, before we did this interview, and I know how much of a D12 fan you are, man. So it must have been such a surreal moment to work with him.
Listen, I was gassed them all. You know what I mean? When he said he'd do it, and look, it is what it is, bro. Like we're from two other countries. That's Bizarre from D12, man. Do you know what I mean? Like I come up on that. You know what I mean? We love that over here. It might be a bit commercial, kind of. You know what I mean? From the more underground, like stuff, but you know what I mean? It was our age, but we loved it. And yeah, I was totally gassed, and that was down to Shady Beats put me in contact with them guys, and they like my stuff. And but you know what it's like with someone like, you can throw down, they just, you know what I mean, like they'll throw them down. You know what I mean? They'll throw them down. But we did the first one, and he was like, look, man, like I really like your stuff. My people like your stuff, with our stuff. Like they're really feeling these tunes, and they weren't just like throw down verses. Like he did some really cool stuff, man. That, you know what I mean? Comparing it to other stuff he's done back in the day, it's just, you know, it's really good. I've got a couple of real unique projects we worked on, and you know, like he's going through his thing. You know what I mean? I don't know. You know, we're not good friends or nothing. Do you know what I mean? We worked a little bit together, and I haven't had a chance to get over there. Hopefully, we'll be able to do a video in the next few months, and we'll go over there and get it sorted. But you know, he's obviously like working really hard at the minute. I don't know if anyone follows him. He should be following the Mighty Bizarre for sure. But you know, like he's working really hard on his health and stuff, which is hard for all of us. You know what I mean? Especially if you're on a mad one. You know, which is like mad props for that, because he's working proper hard at that, and he's got loads of projects too. The boy's a writer, mate. Like you know, every project we've done, he's had them back, mate, straight up bang, and then we've consulted about them, added a few bits, and it's just been real quick work, and it's been nice, and I feel like we've got some real cool stuff out of it. So we're gonna get this EP out. And it's good, and it's sick. It's gonna be called "Bury Me a King," yeah, which was like Bizarre's idea, really, and I love that. And you know what I mean? He busts some real melodical like bits in it, and I just think it's really good, mate. And he's still got the old sort of, you know, we all know the mad Peter Bizarre, you know what I mean? You know, but he's still got that, you know, he's still the brother in the shower cap, you know what I mean? Like, you know, talking some of that silly stuff, but some people don't get that, and people underrate him. He is, you know, he's an artist, mate. You know what I mean? He is a showman. You know what I'm saying? He's a showman. Like he's the whole, you know, the whole package. And just because I rap serious all the time doesn't mean some people rap funny. Some people rap aggressive. Some people rap silly. Do you know what I mean? Like it's stuff we all think at different points, mate. And that's what hip hop is to me. You know, like it's all round everything. You know, some days I'll write some psychotic stuff if I'm in a bad mood. Some days I'll write some sad stuff. Sometimes I'll write some happy stuff. Sometimes I'll write stuff just for the sake of writing that means something to me that no one ever really gets to hear. You know, like that's music, it's poetry, bruv. You know what I mean? This is like modern poetry, urban poetry all around. So yeah, I was gassed to work with Bizarre. Obviously, the first time I played the first tune, it come back and he's there like, Vandal, you know, go on Vandal, tell him and that. Like, obviously, mate, I was off the bracket. I was like, I never would have thought it. But yeah, so basically, yeah.
And also as well, man, not too long ago, you were actually featured on the Bar for Bar show out there in London, England, man. I was wondering if you could actually tell us a bit more about that experience. And of course, what was it like just being showcased on a London FM radio station, man? Because from what I know, I've never been there, but I've seen pictures, videos. London, England, in my perspective, is freaking huge.
Oh, it is, man. And you know what? There's some amazing like artists and underground music going on around here. Like you got a few different genres of hip hop, you know what I mean? And I feel like they don't listen to us enough, you know? It's like you got your boy Mad Child over there, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people don't know who he is, that Canadian rapper, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I've always rated him. But yeah, up on the Bar for Bar show, you know what I mean? You know, like listen TAC radio and that, and it's run by Taze, yeah, a big boy here, yeah, just big up Taze every time, yeah, and his whole unit, yeah, and he's doing big things, man. Like I say, there ain't a lot of money going around here. Like these people, we're all doing it because we're doing it, you know what I mean? It's our expression, it's what we want to share. And yeah, Taze had me up in there, and yeah, I walked up in there. I was with Babes the Barber, yeah, big up Babes the Barber from Our Block Records and that. She come with me, yeah. And we rolled up in there, yeah, like, and like I'll come through the door and there's this rapper that I'd seen like just on Instagram and that called Baraka, MC Baraka. Like he is a bad man, you know what I mean? And they got this little thing called ICE, yeah. And yeah, I walked face to face. I was like, raw, you know what I mean? It was only a week before. I was like, this guy, man, is I'd seen one of his things. We didn't know each other. I was just like, this guy is menacing, you know what I mean? Like this guy is seriously delivering it, you know what I mean? That is tight. And yeah, and they just welcomed me with open arms, and they all kind of knew me, and yeah, we all like we had a, you know what I mean? We were just spitting and that, you know what I mean? And yeah, it's a good place to be, man, up in there. They're doing big things, but obviously I think they've got to move around a bit. Sometimes they get shut down, you know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Man's always on the foot, you know what I mean? The location can change in a second, you know, but you probably know all about them sort of days, you know?
And I got to say as well, man, I checked out a little bit of that show, and I got to say it's absolutely phenomenal, man. They definitely got a wonderful program out there in England.
Thank you, Immortal, man. Thank you. It means a lot, bro. You know, and yeah, it's sick. Like, you know what? Like, we're doing things over here. You know what I mean? Like, we've always been doing things. Like, I've been rapping for a long time. You know what I mean? And my local area, like, big up Shanzi and my boy Hassan and Janet Pasira, Paradox. You got all the Wickham people. I've got some real good producers like around me, because that's the other key. I've been rapping a long time, but you can't do it on your own, bro. You know what I mean? And it's, you know what I'm saying? There's no, like, you know, signed and that. Like, I've been on a couple of labels, but, you know, it's like what they can do for you. You know what I mean? And when they ain't doing a lot, like, you know, it ain't important. Like, but I've got people like Liggsy. I've got my boy Tech One. So that Don't Panic tune with Bizarre, that was produced by my boy Tech One. It goes by Samurai. He's a producer that I met when I was signed to Toxic Records, and he was originally from Scotland. Like, now he lives in New York, yeah. And mate, he is world class skilled. You know what I mean? And he does a lot for me. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like I say, there ain't a lot of budget and stuff, and he does a lot for me. And I've got my boy Paradox, who's from Wickham, that I'm working with on stuff at the minute. And like I say, Liggsy from Bristol, you know, who's a young producer, but he raps as well. And you know, like I say, I'm in my 40s and that. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like these boys, some of these boys, mate, they're just young and hungry again, you know what I mean? Like, it's different content, but they spit real, you know what I mean? Like, they're spitting what they're really doing and stuff, because that's what it's about to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can say whatever you want, but nothing, I just can't, you know, we all have bands and we all say things like here and there, but, you know, some people talk about a lot of stuff because they think it's big. One that they're not doing, and also ain't big, mate. Like, what about the youths and that? What, you know, you grow up thinking, yeah, it's cool to just like put people down and murk people and go out there and try and make a couple of bags on the hustle and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it don't need to be like that, man. You don't want to be on the hustle. It's a bad place to be, bruv. You know what I mean? I've seen it. I've been there. You know what I mean? Anyone that's on that mad shit, you want to get off that. You don't want to be there, bro. There ain't nothing nice there, and hardly anyone really makes it off that. You know what I mean? It's all just image, bruv. You know what I mean? People should be supporting the youths. You know what I mean? You know, and like trying to educate them. And you know, like, you know, it's a hard one, isn't it? No one wants to be told what to do. Don't want to be patronising. You know what I mean? You can't tell me nothing, especially when I was younger than I was. You can't tell me nothing. But you know, like over here, there's stabbings and killings all the time, all gang related. You know what I mean? The kids in the little gangs, mate, that were just like our gangs, but they're all tooled up, mate. They want to be bad. You know what I mean? They're ready to do something as soon as anyone steps. They're looking for a reason. You know what I mean? Looking for a reason to be bad, so they can support their music and they can support who they say they are. You know what I mean? And just don't think that's the future, bro.
And also as well, man, January 28th of 2022, you actually released a phenomenal single titled Cop Nothing. I was wondering if you can actually
Yeah.
tell us a bit more about this song, and of course, where can we actually buy or stream it today?
Well, listen, it's on Spotify, it's on Apple, it's on all the music platforms. MF Vandal. The track is called Cop Nothing. It's produced by my boy Liggsy. Yeah, and that track means a lot. Look, it's like, you know, like that. It's got my kids and my life like across the cover. You know what I mean? Like, I love that. It means a lot to me, that track. So yeah, go out and grips up Cop Nothing, produced by Liggsy with me on it, and yeah, man, get to know me, man. That's an important track. But yeah, all my music's on all platforms. It's just MF Vandal. You know what I mean? It's always me. Yeah, you know what I mean? And yeah, you know, all the support we can get is just so massively appreciated. You know, like, it's a hard struggle. You know what I mean? I value all the help we can get. You know what I mean? To you know, I write my life down, bro. It's like airing your laundry out. You know what I mean? And it feels nicer when people are hearing it. And you know, I get a few messages here and there that are like, wow, like, I've heard this tune and I'm going through that stuff at the moment, and it means a lot to me. And I really, you know, I really like getting something out of your music, and that mate, that's the biggest props ever. You know, because that's why I wrote it. You know, it's like therapy. Some of that stuff is how I felt. I put down right there and then how I felt, whether you liked it, whether it might be a little bit, you know what I mean? Like, people might be like, oh, yeah, you just won't say it. I'll say it. I don't care, mate. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like, and that takes me to another thing, Immortal. Yeah, like, see that? Yeah, it's borderline. I've obviously got like the kids and stuff. Like, I've put out I've got another EP coming, like, you know, called Parental Alienation, yeah, which is all about like that side of things, you know what I mean, like family stuff, like, which no one really talks about, like, and maybe that's why I've done other stuff as well, because I ain't all about that. But some days, bro, I've just, you know, I've been in the studio and it's like, what, and for a little while, that's what came out of me, you know what I mean, like, and it just seemed like everything was on the same sort of tip. It's like, you know, it's like venting your soul, you know what I mean? So, yeah, some of that stuff's really personal and deep to me, man. But definitely, yeah, go get Cop Nothing, mate. Produced by Liggsy, banger.
And I have to ask, man, because obviously, you know, you are a veteran out there in the UK. You work with so countless artists, man. You've been doing your thing for multiple years. So, and I do know
Yeah,
that we
yeah,
have the world listening right now, but most of all, we got your home country of the UK listening, man. So, if there
yeah.
is any inspiring United Kingdom artists that are listening right now, what is some best advice you can give these youngsters that are trying to come up within the hip hop community in your country?
You know what? Do it because you love it. Don't do it because you want to be a rapper. Don't do it because you want an image. Do it because you love it. You know what I mean? Do it and put out. You know, when I ain't here no more, my music's still here. They're my thoughts and feelings. I'm proud of them. You know what I mean? Like I'll leave them. They'll be here longer than I will. So say stuff you're proud of and you're not embarrassed about years later. You know, and think about the young generations coming up. Yeah, and you know, like at the end of the day, you know what, you don't want to portray things like, I know it's just an image and it's like films, but you don't, will you portray yourselves in a certain way which you've probably made double what you are? The young ones, when they hear that, they aspire to be you, and they're going to double that again. Yeah, even though you were bigging it up to start with, like, but also there's no advice you can't, like, just, I feel like an old man, bro. You can't give no one no advice. You got to learn by your mistakes, and that's what you do. But I think if you want to be an artist, aspiring artist, you've got to work hard. You've got to not be arrogant. You've got to like the people, stuff that you like, not just for like follows or views. You just got to be real about it all, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it takes time. And if you work and you really want that, you'll get something. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you know.
But I have to ask, man, what is next for yourself, MF Vandal? Is there anything we happen to miss during this broadcast? Anything else you do still want to talk about or promote? What was still got you here live on the Canadian FM dial this evening?
Yeah, bro. Well, basically, look, all my music is like on all platforms. MF Vandal. Yeah, I've got Sticky Fingers that said he's going to do a little feature for me in the summer, which I'm gassed about. You know what I mean? So obviously that's going to be a paying feature. We got to like get on that. So, but it's really cool that's definitely in the pipeline. Hopefully some beats from Sea Lance. I've got some things coming up over here with like my boy Paradox. Me and Paradox we're working on an album. Yeah, and I'm doing a lot of live stuff, like through the summer, the festivals. Because it's been Corona, there ain't been a lot of like events and stuff the last couple of years. So at the minute, we're in the studio, we're practicing our live sessions and stuff. And yeah, the summer, man, it's gonna be a big time for UK hip hop over here, man. We're gonna rock a few events. We're gonna smash some places up, mate. And we're going to deliver what we do, and I'm blessed for all the people that are supporting us. Like, it's really nice to get all the support, like, a Big Thief, yeah, from Vegas, you know what I mean? Like, he's doing big things, and these are people, like, we just met through doing music, do you know what I mean? You got the Key Lad over here, the big things, yeah, Ill Visions, like, Shady, like, deals with all the Detroit lot, and she's involved in loads of stuff in the UK as well, which is brilliant. And it's just kicking off, mate. You know what I mean? It's kicking off like I never thought it would, and it's wicked, bro. It's just wicked. You got eyes coming back over here. Like, you got like Skinny Man, who was legendary. You had Rodney P back in the day for the London Posse. You got Jam Baxter here that's on High Focus Records and stuff. Yeah, and mate, you know what? Yeah, it's big, man. Things are happening, man. Things are kicking off. People are starting to listen to the more, they call it boom bap or indie rap or whatever. But the name's changing, but the style's the same, and we're coming, mate.
And also, man, this is the time in the interview quickly that I give a chance for the individual that slides into the radio station airwaves, just a chance to give like shoutouts to whomever they want to give shoutouts to. But most of all, man, your social media handles. That way our listeners all over the world can follow you and keep up with everything MF Vandal if they're not already doing so.
Yeah, first of all, thank you, DJ Immortal, for having us, on the Outlaw radio show. We're always locked in, you know what I mean? Whether it's you, whether it's your other DJ, DJ Butter, and I tell the people straight up, that's 24/7, man. Hip-hop, proper nice hip-hop going round and round. It's a lovely station to just put on. No matter what you're doing, it's always there, and I love that, bro. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how, like, I guess we got in touch in it. But, I want to thank Babes the Barber, Shady Beats, my boy Liggsy, Samurai, Tech One, Paradox, Quartz, my boy Hassan, who's, always there on the backup. You know what I mean? And I hope I ain't forgot no one. I've got MC, Baraka, Aquaman, all them man at ICE, bruv, I want to big up my boy Sam Pritchard, who ain't with us no more. He used to be our DJ until he, you know what I mean, we lost him last year. Shanzy the Boss, you know what I mean, all the Wickham people, all my Wickham people, you know, I want to say peace out and it's a bad loss for Jamal Edwards, yeah, last week, man, an absolute legend in hip hop who was also lost. You know what I mean? I want to shout out all them Detroit, man, like your boy DJ Butter, Super MC, Subliminal X, yeah, all people like that. You got the Seven the General, like people got to remember about Detroit and that and being the home of hip hop. And I know it's just down the road from you, man. And you know, like that, you know, we lost a lot of people, you know, a lot of icons in this game, you know. But yeah, that's it, mate. If I've forgotten anyone, I'm sorry. You know, love you, love me, I love you.
And I gotta say, first and foremost, man, thank you so much for just taking the time out of your busy morning and just coming on 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM, man. It truly was an honor.
Oh, DJ Immortal, yeah, bless, yeah. Like, thanks for having us, bro. Like, you know, I've heard your interviews. Like, I really enjoyed the other day, yeah, with Strike Money, man. Like, you know, that was really interesting, like, to listen to that. And I've gone through it. People should have a little listen to some of your past interviews, man. Like when you did like RBX and Narrator and that. You know what I mean? And you I've said you do good interviews, bro. You know what I mean? You do good interviews, and you dealt with some of the best, bruv. So I'm so blessed for having us on your mighty station, bruv, and taking the time for us, yeah. And I'm MF Vandal, yeah. And just put that out, and it's just on all social media platforms. Anything anyone can do, hear that stuff. That's my soul. It means everything, yeah. Yeah. Rest in peace, MF Doom, yeah. My initials are MF, yeah. You know.
And I gotta say, man, I definitely appreciate the love and support, man. It definitely means a lot, and it's support like that that really helps me keep going, man. So for that, I greatly appreciate you and all of the UK.
Well, let them know, yeah. I'll always represent, man. Like, you know what? You're there 24/7, mate. Bringing the bangers, man. Bringing the bangers, and you know, yeah. Bless you, bruv. Like, thanks for having us, yeah. And keep going strong, mate. You know, your inspiration.
Hey, man, thank you so much, brother. But for now, definitely have yourself a wonderful morning, man. I'll let you get some sleep because I know it's mighty late there, man. But we definitely shall talk soon, man. And hopefully down the line we can make this happen again sometime soon.
Yeah, wicked. Big up all the peoples, yes. MF Vandal on Outlaw Radio, yeah. Big up DJ Immortal. Bless.